Into food. How's everyone doing today? Great, fantastic. As you all know, if you've been watching my videos, I am a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, but I'm also healing from narcissistic abuse. And the last video I was talking about the heart and how, people that have been abused by narcissists, it's so important for us to ask the Lord into change our heart, to change us. Because one thing about being abused by a narcissist, everything that narcissist had inside of them, which is bitterness, resentment, hatred, unforgiveness, and hurt, that they were hurt by other people, is that they pass that hurt on to their victims. They pass that on to the people that they want to live inside and the ones that they want to use. And being that they pass it on from person to person, their hurt, their pains, their past experiences, and then they're passed on to you, then you or we in turn start acting out like how they acted out when someone hurt them, or when someone abused them, or someone rejected them, or someone, just dismissed them. We in turn will start acting that out as well, because people put their garbage into other people. And that's what narcissists do. They do that quite well. But they're also on a mission to steal something from you, to take something from you. And if they can take your good gifts, your good qualities, and make them theirs, they're going to transfer something back onto their victim. And when we wake up from this abuse, when we actually start to see that there's different people on this planet that are not like us. They may look like us, but they're nothing like us. They're actually evil beings. Or how to put it is that we're all spiritual beings. We're all, have the flesh covering our bodies, a shell, but inside lies a spirit. And as you all know, after healing from this abuse, or waking up to this abuse, having that awakening moment, then you know that, hey, the narcissist spirit is darker. It's a dark spirit. It's dark spirits operating in that person. Because how could someone want to use a person and just take their life way off track? Because everything come out of that person that you trust, you believe them, their mouth, it transfers over to you, and you believe everything that they're saying. And what they're doing is taking your life off of track, making your life not successful, making it where you're not going to succeed. And they do that by lying on you, gossiping, pretending to be your friend, and all this type of stuff. So what happens to the heart is that the heart starts to build up resentment and bitterness, and the heart starts to isolate itself from other people, other helpful relationships that could be good, that could mean you some well. But the person is like, no, I don't want to deal with nobody, because I trusted this person over here and they were no good and they were evil and they all this type of stuff. So what happens to the victim is that the heart becomes dark. It's just darkened, because you have other people's issues inside of you that they probably been carrying around for 10, 20, 30 years. Now they're inside of you. Not to mention that you yourself are battling issues. You're battling issues of insecurity. You're trying to probably figure out, why am I always rejected when I go into these situations? Why am I not liked? I look like everybody else. I act like this person, but I'm different. I'm not readily accepted like everybody else. I'm just like this outsider all the time. So you're battling your issues and their issues, and life in general, you're battling. And so the heart again becomes darkened. So it's so important for us as believers, as me, I'm a believer, it was important for me to get to as to why my life kept taking the same trip, the same tree I kept going around. And so it wasn't until I asked the Lord to change my heart is when he led me to this narcissistic abuse, and how that there's other spirits on this planet that don't want you to make it. And that's what it boils down to. You just have people on this planet, dark spirits, that do not want spirits that are good-hearted, kind empaths to make it. And so when you're on like if you've ever ran track, I used to run track in high school and stuff, and I loved it. And so you're always at the starting line, and then there's a finish line, so when you're running, you have to just keep looking forward. You can't look to the left or to the right. You have to keep looking forward. And by you keeping looking forward, you're concentrating and focusing on your race. However, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they are coming inside of your race to stop you from focusing on what you need to do. They're coming inside your race while you're trying to run to stop you from running to get to the finish line, to get to the goal. So they don't want that to happen. So when we wake up to this, we have some things in our heart that need to go. When we start to wake up to this, our talking and our walking and how we're assessing a situation has to change. It's not easy. It's not, it's not sometimes you think you can't do it, but we can do it. And so today, because I know that I like to talk about the tongue today, what God says about the tongue. And I can remember when I was a little girl and my narcissist, trained me to talk about people at such a young age, and I didn't know the importance of actually using our mouths towards life in general and towards people in a positive, uplifting, encouraging way. I had no idea that that's how you were supposed to use it. And if you used it any other way, then you were really cursing people, and you were damning people, and you were sending death to people and death to yourself as well, because what we plant is what we will reap. That's what God says in his word. You reap what you sow. And so I had no idea. Me and my narcissist would sit outside. I would be out there, and the narcissist would come and join me, and people would drive by, and the narcissist would talk about everybody. I mean, even my sister would drive by, and my sister's young, she's doing herself and living life and trying to figure it out and falling down and getting back up. And the narcissist would talk about the men she was dating and how stupid she is, and she's not smart, and that man don't love her, and just all this type of stuff. And here I am, like 10, 11, 12 years old, trying to just have fun. I want to have fun. I want to sit outside. I want to get dirty. I want to play with dolls. I want to, run up and down the street, climb trees. I was a tomboy, so I wanted to just live life. So I didn't understand what this narcissist was doing, and also this was my authority figure. So here I'm looking at this person like, oh, she means me well. She's my authority figure. Why would she, be doing this if this wasn't her meaning well in my life, but not knowing that that's a gateway, that's an opening door for the narcissist. They come around you with talking about people. They come around you gossiping about people. People you don't even know. You don't even know these people. You don't even have no clue who they are, their name. You don't know these names and things of that nature. You don't know. You may have seen them one or maybe two times, but that's it. You don't know these people. But the narcissists come with their mouth using that's their opening door to get you open up, so they can start throwing their seeds inside of you, so you won't have a success. So you'll be weighed down. Because as I look back, when I used to go to school, I used to think negative about everything. I just was negative about everything. Nothing. I wasn't positive about anything. I was negative about how I looked, negative about schoolwork, negative about the teachers, negative about going to school, negative about life. I just was so negative. But little did I know, and as I've been getting cleaned up by the grace of God, I know now that that narcissist used their tongue in order to create a negative me. So see, again, remember I talked about the race, while you're running down the race of life, and then they're trying to get into your race. Well, they get in by, shooting these jabs at you. They get in by throwing these negative things in your pathway, so by the time you realize life, you're just way enmeshed in this garbage of the narcissist. But it starts with our tongue. Our tongues are so powerful. Our mouth is so powerful if we use it in the right way. If we use it positively, our life will take positive steps. However, on the other side of that, if we use it in a negative way, our lives will take negative steps, negative turns, negative relationships, negative drugs and sex, alcohol. We'll run into more people that are negative, but we take those positive steps, it'll turn into a positive life, And so the narcissist knows how impressionable you are when you're such a young child. Or they know how impressionable you are because you trust them. I'm trusting this person. This is my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my wife, my husband. I'm trusting them. So they know that through their words, they can work those words into your life for your life to take a right turn or a left turn. And so in the Bible, God's word, James, he talks about how the words of our mouth are so powerful. You look at the tongue is the smallest thing on your body, but it is a very powerful force because words have power. Just me doing this video, my words are having power towards you. Power for you to believe what I'm saying or power for you not to believe. But if you're listening long enough, you are going to receive my words that are coming out of my mouth. So James talks about that. And I'm going to read a little bit of the scripture, okay? This is James 3. And I'm going to read starting in verse 1. I'm going to read it, verse 3:1. Okay, it says, "My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body." So if you're not defending with your mouth, and you're keeping your mouth in control, you're bridling at your body, just like how you would bridle a horse. You put something in his mouth and you have him turn this way or you have him turn that way. You're controlling that horse, that big animal. The same thing with our mouths, our tongue. If we can control our mouth and not be moved by people receiving us, rejecting us, or treating us badly or treating us good, if we cannot be moved by that, then we're able to keep our whole body in a perfect alignment. We're able to keep control of our whole body because we're not jumping here and there. We're not allowing our emotions to be just all over the place. So behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. So that's the same thing with a narcissist. When they're coming to talk to you and they're wanting to turn your direction, they're wanting to mess up your race. They're getting in your way by throwing little bits out there, throwing little negative bits, talking about this person, gossiping about that, talking about stuff that you know nothing about. They're throwing bits at you so they can control you. And that's what they do, starting with their mouth. 4, behold, also the ships which though they be so great, ships are so huge and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listens. So they have a helm, or they call it a rudder. And they have a rudder at the bottom of the ship, and that's how that captain is able to turn that ship. It's through that small rudder. It's controlling this huge ship through this small rudder. It's constantly turning at the bottom of the ship, and it's going around and around. They're able to turn this ship through that rudder or that helm of the ship. So just like our tongue, if we sit around people all day long talking mess and garbage and gossiping about so and who and you and I don't know this person, but we're going to gossip about them anyway. That's just how that narcissist is controlling you through their tongue. So, some people will get offended, like if they're talking about people or gossiping about people all the time, and then you just get up and leave. Say, look, I gotta go. I gotta go. Or if someone calls you up on the phone and they want to gossip about this or to lay all their heavy negative problems on you, it's like, oh no. If you listen to that, by the time you get off the phone, you're weighed down. You're just weighed down. Your spirit is just in sorrow land and in dark land. It's because you sit up and listen to all those things that our spirits were not designed to take. Now think about that. Our spirits was not designed to take hurt and disappointment and rejection and bitterness and all that sorrow. Life happens, true enough. Life happens, yes. But it's a way that God ushers that happening in your life. He ushers it out. But if we keep constantly positioning ourselves to receive all this negative stuff, all this dark stuff, then we're going to walk around heavy, weighed down, laden down with things that our spirit was not meant to carry. So even so, the tongue is a little member and boasted great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindles. So it's just like somebody, girl, I got something to tell you. Whoa, you wouldn't believe what so-and-so and so-and-so did. And people are constantly in your face. That gossiping is going to set a fire, a blaze, and it's going to go all throughout the community because that one gossiper got 10, 20 more gossiping people. So they're going to get on the phone, girl, you wouldn't believe so-and-so, and woo, woo, woo. And by the time you get to the other 30,000 person, the story has been twisted, turned around, things have been taken out, things have been added, and it's just been blown up like a forest fire. Just set ablaze. That's how powerful the tongue is. And it's something that can be controlled if we allow God to help us with our tongue. Lord, help us with our mouth. Help us with our tongue. Lord, please help me to manage it. I don't want to just keep, being a ship out in the ocean, just every wave come. I'm being moved by every wave. I don't want to be on a horse and the horse is jumping everywhere which way because I don't know how to control him with the rudder. I don't know how to control him with the biddle in his mouth. I don't know how to control this horse, so we're just everywhere. So by the time I get up, my whole body is sore, my legs sore, I got a headache, I got all this stuff going on. That's the same thing that happens to the mouth when you allow gossipers or narcissists to come around you with all that. You be sick because of all their sickness is inside of you. They just keep transferring it on. And that's how Satan wins. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members. That is, defileth the whole body, and setteth on the fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast and the birds and the serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and hath been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison. And why is that? Because it's so easy for us to open our mouths and just to say whatever we feel at that moment. Instead of digesting it, not being offended, look over a whole bunch of stuff that the devil is trying to throw in your race as you're running, just overlook it and just keep on moving. It's not to say that you're better than someone. It's just to say that you want to plant good seeds in your garden and not bad seeds. You want good seeds in your life to transpire. You do not want to keep attracting narcissists. So based on that, you have to root up the old seeds and root up the old ground that's in your garden. You got to start tilling new ground, new dirt, new this, new seeds in order to have a new crop in your life. And that starts with us asking the Lord to change our heart and asking Him to change our tongue. Change our mouth, Lord. Help us to look at things differently, or help us to just be different in all the areas that we need to mature. Help us to not be like the narcissist, and help us to not continue rolling out what the narcissist has rolled out and made our life a living hell at one point in time. Let's be more thankful that God has opened up to us a new world of life that we can actually start partaking in. Okay? I hope this video has helped you. You know, we can do it. If you're a believer, you're not a believer, but God has brought you to this healing word, He has a purpose for you. He has a life for you, a better life for you. He has a life filled with mercy and His grace and goodness. Something that He put in you, the gifts, the talents that you can leave on this planet, and it can be very good. Okay, so we can do it, right? I know we can. I know we can, because we're healing, and this healing feels great. So thank you all for listening to my video. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate it. Let's learn together. Let's heal together. God bless you all, and be blessed.